have it here.
It's only available on phones because it's been specifically added to phones. It's a new chip.
Yeah. I have it on the 16 Pro Max with T-Mobile. It's actually pretty dope. When I was on Amtrak, when you go into like New York City, you go really far underground, and it goes straight to satellite. And as soon as it went to satellite, I actually was able to send a text and go through, and it was sending just as fast as it would with regular data. It was pretty dope. That's the only time I've actually used it. When I'm out where I live, I mean, you're not really going to lose service over here. Not like that. Not unless it's a really bad snowstorm. Well, there's still a lot more. Here we go. Do you keep a diary, handwritten notebooks, or any notepad?
No. I keep whatever is in my head that I like to keep in my head. Some things I do write down. The only things I write down is instructions. So say, for instance, I'm working on something and the process that I've established is relatively complex. If I've found something to be extremely efficient, I write the whole thing down in a manner that other people can also understand it. So it's like basically imagine on yourself as being like the CIA, and you have to write an intelligence document. That's effectively what it feels like to write that down in bits opposed to appear as, because it has to be, readable, like intelligible actually rather, to more people than just yourself. Like if you put handwritten notes that nobody's gonna fucking read other than you because your handwriting is dog shit. By the way, my handwriting is not the best. I can make it very, very good if I wanted to, but then yeah, right. So that's the only written stuff that I keep. Everything else, in terms of like a diary or something like that, I don't want anyone knowing what's in my head other than me.
What's your favorite color?
I don't really have one. I like blue. Blue is pretty good. I like a lot of colors actually. Blue is nice. It's very nice and relaxing. Red can be cool too. It's the sky. I like the blue of the sky. It's pretty nice.
What do you think the most significant thing? I guess what do you think the most significant advancement is with quantum computing?
There really isn't much of any quantum computing that's happening at the moment. Someone's going to have to show me some actual results, and then I can tell you if something has actually advanced. Because right now it's a bunch of bullshit.
Quantum computing is bullshit for now.
Yeah, it's absolute hogwash. At the moment, eventually we'll have something more concrete, and then we can figure out what exactly the greatest advancement on that journey was.
Earlier last year, there was a breakthrough by Microsoft where they actually made, for the first time ever, they actually made a barely functional quantum computer.
Oh, yeah.
That was a breakthrough. Because for the fucking first time ever, we've actually had quantum computers. Every other quantum computer before it, horse shit. Complete lie. Those fucking things you see where it's like, oh, this quantum computer did this task 10 trillion times faster than this other, traditional computer, all of that was bullshit. They were specifically doing things to get those numbers that have no real world implications.
True. All right, next one.
Okay.
I found one here. Somebody says, what is the highest purpose of human life, in your opinion?
Learn, reproduce, teach well, die well, continue. Try to survive as long as you can, to do all those things as much as you can and as effectively as you can. Because if you don't, you're kind of fucked.
Not specifically in that order, right?
And don't be like a boom. And don't be boomers. Don't be like the boomers. They fucked us all over. We're still dealing with the damages. Be better. Be infinitely better. And keep holding it over them, and that's 100% true, but only if they confront you on it. Anything outside of that means you have to do better. Because we don't have a fucking choice. We have to. What else is happening?
I just said, why is it so difficult to build a quantum computer? And what's the time frame to get a decent one?
I don't know about So when we get to when we get silicon to laze, that would be nice. Silicon lasing, that's pretty good.
To give you an answer for quantum computers, why it's so difficult. Basically, with quantum computers, you need something called logical qubits. So the total number of qubits that you have don't actually matter. You can have 10 trillion qubits. Doesn't fucking matter. What matters is the number of logical qubits. And getting logical qubits is very, very fucking hard. And also, to stabilize the qubits enough, you need to be at very cold temperatures. And the logical qubits are very unstable.
Okay.
Fuck.
You good?
Huh?
Joseph, try and reply to the space if you want to comment. I guess we already answered that. Somebody asked if I could compare Sol versus ETH. I mean,
I don't like either of those fucking things.
yeah, there's very few far in between those two chains right now. Solana just has a lot more buildability than ETH at the moment.
If somebody asked me, like, what would I be like? If I'd be paid in crypto for anything, I'd choose Bitcoin every time.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wanted to, like, transfer, I would choose his Doge.
I really like
Like,
Monero, but I know realistically it's never going to be a good investment.
exactly. That's why, like, just for value storage alone, if it's, like, large sums, Bitcoin is the way. What really people need to do is create more infrastructure for people just simply use this stuff, right? It's like, you know, like an actual store.
This
I want
is
to be
Elon
able
Musk.
to buy a 59.
Hello!
And a whole computer set up in Bitcoin. That
This
would
is
be
Elon
nice.
Musk
I would
doing
love
a
to do that,
Q&A.
by the way.
No, you're
I
doing
just
me.
feel like I just feel like there was so much
Salute
regulation though. Like,
to you, big guy!
Like, how can I open a store and touch crypto when nobody can get crypto to their, like, nobody can actually use crypto without getting taxed for it. So it's like everybody just holds here. That's what stifled, I think, a lot of the growth of, you know, crypto and I guess the Web2 to Web3 infrastructure.
You know, like, if everybody were to use this stuff, or at least 50%, if 50% of the world's population were to use this, and at least 20% of all manufacturers were to use this also as a means to basically, for trade, that would be incredible. It would change everything. Then you wouldn't need to rely on fiat at all. That's what needs to happen. Then we can actually continue on something like that. Just crypto in general works also, but I think Bitcoin is the main.
I don't even think 10% of the world has adopted crypto yet, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need 50% of the population, and you need 20% of all manufacturers. Then you should be golden. Because then when you're not doing that, a lot of demand comes in this way, and there will be a lot of demand, and it's much more secure, then other people be like, oh, wait, you're not using that? Oh, very sus. You know? Right now, it's the other way around. Right now, it's like, you use crypto? Wow, it's incredible, but it's also kind of sus. We want it the other way around. We want it to be the other way around, where somebody says, you don't use crypto? Kind of sus. It should be as ridiculous as when I tell you that the German bureaucracy still has tools such as fax machines. That should be extremely ridiculous in your head, which it is, by the way. The modern generation doesn't even know what a fucking fax machine is. That's how bad that is, right? Anyways, next question.
Just a comment, I guess this is. Somebody would like to pay you in hugs and kisses, Adrian.
Well, it depends on what I've done for him, but yeah.
Another person says, if you had to change something in your life, what would it be, if anything?
I'd like to have a lot more financial freedom. Like a lot more. That would be great. Like, just complete financial freedom. That was, if I have that, then everything else doesn't really matter as much.
I always tell everybody, money solves everybody always says money doesn't solve problems, but money
Yeah,
solves a
they're
lot of
bullshit.
problems. Yeah,
It's
money
funny
solves a
because
lot of
they
problems.
say this. The only person who says this is someone who doesn't have it.
Yep.
It's the only time. Or it's an influencer who needs to make it, doesn't have enough of it, so he just says that so that people who don't have it can resonate with that, so they drive up the engagement so that they get more money off the fucking post. It's an insane grift.
I wanna go to the past with my current knowledge.
No. Change something about your current life.
Oh,
That was the question, bro. We didn't talk about time travel yet. But yes, I would do that also. If you sent us two into the past, you know, in 20 years, we're going to be the New World Order. Like, that's how well that would work out.
you would have a very different world. You would have a very different world if I wanted.
It would be an incredible world, by the way. Just saying. You'd have, like, much more technological advancement. You'd have fewer wars also. Might have a few extra on various other places, but that's just inevitabilities. But yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Do you believe sleep is less necessary when strong purpose exists?
Sleep is always kind of necessary, especially when you want to like get things done, because you're not going to get them done as effectively. Like if you don't get at least like a certain amount of sleep, or at least 6 hours, 5 hours, something like that, then your creativity is going to be shit. You're not going to come up with anything new.
Bafango!
You're just going to feel weird and fucked up, and you age badly. So sleep is always necessary. Like that's, I wouldn't forgo it. You can forgo it sometimes if you have like something that's really keeping you up and you want to like solve that problem. I do this myself. And you got a little coffee there. It's really the diminishing returns don't affect you until you go for like multiple days, or unless you have to like think of how to use drugs in that. But don't do that. People do. I highly advise against it.
This is actually a pretty good one. The space station. What do you think about it? Do you think we should crash it back to Earth or keep it back in, or keep it in orbit?
Wait, say again?
The space station. Do you feel like we should keep it in orbit, or you think we should crash it into the Earth?
I think like deorbiting it is the best move. Keeping it in orbit is going to be a problem because it's just basically a bunch of junk up there at some point. As a museum, it would be kind of nice if you could knock it out of orbit and take it somewhere else. But how do you do that? It's going to cost. I think cost effectively it would be. I don't know if the sentimental value is enough to justify keeping that up there in any shape or form. You'd have to probably land it on the moon somehow, but you're going to have to develop a bunch of stuff that doesn't exist yet to actually allow for that to happen, which is just not worth it. So deorbiting it and crashing it into the ocean somewhere, I think that's the move. That's the game plan. It's pretty some ghetto shit, man. If there's aliens out there that are watching us, they'd be like, hey, how do you make energy? Oh, we use magic glowing rocks to boil water. Oh, hey, how do you deorbit your space stations? Oh, we take them out of orbit, like just kind of point them towards Earth, you blow them up halfway, and then the rest just kind of, friction takes care of the rest. So aliens gonna look at them and be like, damn, this is some ghetto shit.
These guys are some.
This is some ghetto shit, like, whoa. This is straight up some ghetto shit, that's 100%.
That's not too far away from how we use oil either.
Exactly, yeah. But the magic glowing rocks is the best thing. Oh, and we also are able to make little silicon. We're able to make sand think for us because we're lazy. Because we created so many problems for ourselves that we need to solve it with thinking sand. Mm-hmm.
Important to mention, we've got magic glowing rocks, and we've got a few retards that have held several countries hostage at this point. Now, don't let us use magic glowing rocks.
There's like no probable, like we've created technologies that allow us to utilize these magic glowing rocks without them killing us, and they just have a problem with that for some reason, because they don't understand how magic glowing rock technology works.
Somebody just said, can we just fling it into the sun?
I would highly advise against that. It would burn up easily, but it doesn't, it's not worth it. It's fucking Hulk over here, what the hell?
They make it sound like we're just make it sound like we're just throwing away a piece of garbage.
We would need a lot of energy to do that. Almost the
It's just not
equivalent
worth it.
half of your mom's weight.
Yeah, like that thing's pretty big.
I said we would
Your
need
mom
a lot
with
of
a thing.
energy to do that. Yeah, almost as much as half of your mom's weight.
Yep. All right, next question.
Is it raining somewhere or is someone showering?
It's a shower. Don't worry about it. You're not supposed to ask questions. The audience is.
That was a question.
Wait, for real? Yeah, no, that's a shower. It's running.
Somebody said, do you think technology will ever be developed so that we can break apart biological matter and put it back together so that we could like teleport beam places?
Yeah, like
No.
it's nah.
No.
Do that.
If you do that, you're just gonna kill yourself.
Technically, yes, but technically, no. It's like yes and no. We just don't know enough to say whether or not it's an actual no.
Don't give me this philosophical bullshit.
No. If you wanted to do the philosophical bullshit thing, that happens anyways because your cells are constantly being replaced. So it's like. What if I could transfer my soul via a wormhole? That'd be kind of cool. Like if that was a thing, like have a cloned body somewhere, just like an empty vessel, like on the other end, and I just like fucking project myself into that bitch. Let's go. I don't know. Maybe not.
What if?
So probably not though. Unless Stargates are real, that would be fucking freaky. If Stargates are real, wow, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Someone says, do you have any recurring dreams ever?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you. People don't value their dreams enough. They tell them to everybody, like, who cares?
I have a recurring dream about your mom.
Well, that's a you problem, man. You're not getting enough in real life?
Go fuck yourself.
You know that was coming, man. All right, next one.
Tina says, do you believe in life after death?
That depends on your definition of life.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
I'm stretching right now.
There's no way for us to know. Like, the only way to know is to die.
Is to die, yes.
Right.
But you're not going to come back and be able to tell the bros,
Exactly.
so that's a problem.
Exactly.
Somebody asked, are cells conscious?
No.
What?
Our cells, like human body cells.
No, I don't think they have any consciousness in them. I'm going to exercise while we're doing this, by the way. Next question.
Somebody said dark matter has teleportation.
Dark matter doesn't do teleportation. We don't even know what it is. That's what we call dark matter.
Let's keep scrolling here. So what's the definition of a shell? I mean, if you have to ask, then you already know what the definition of a shell is.
Oh, by the way, Jordan,
Yeah.
about that person. That person seems to be like semi-obsessed with me, but for some reason they don't like. Yeah, I don't know. They're confused. They're confusing.
Does anybody have a reoccurring dream?
No.
Already had that. It's out and established as your mom.
Oh, that's that.
Adrian, do you think our skin is shiny?
What?
I don't know. It was asked by info ears.
Yes, it is. It's bright like a diamond.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think we got those. They say crash it into Elon's Tesla, the ISS.
That's fucked up, dude.